Excellent. Thanks, Omar. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay. All right. So 5 minutes, talk about everything there is to talk about in SaaS. Well, let's first start with the original, one of the original as a service models, taxi cabs. Remember the day, this is pre-Uber, of course, but in order to get from point A to point B, you merely paid a fee. I mean, if it was in New York City, it was not a small fee, but it was a fee to get from point A to point B. You didn't have to worry about paying the driver separately, his salary, his or her benefits. You didn't pay for the car, the gasoline, the insurance, anything that went into making that ride happen, you did not pay for. You merely paid for the use of that technology. It's kind of precursor. So as a service, software as a service. So what exactly is that? Well, I think the first thing to do is find out what it is not. What it is not is this. Remember this? Remember the floppy? And that's an old school floppy, right? After that, then there was a smaller one, and then we moved on to the CDs. But basically, what would happen back in that time, you'd get the software, you'd buy it. Let's say you bought Microsoft, the Office suite. You bought, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. Came on a disk. You loaded it on your machine, fired it up, and you used it. Where did you use it? On that machine, no other machine. You loaded it once. How were the updates applied? They weren't. So very different model. So this is how software used to be purchased. You'd buy it once, you load it, and you're good. No longer. Today, what's happened is the as a service, so software as a service. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. Well, I don't think we're going to have time to get into it today, but the as a service is, think of it as basically, it's just a subscription, right? It's being able to pay for access to something, all of which powered by the cloud, the various forms of cloud. It could be, you look at Azure from Microsoft, you look at Google, Amazon. So you see all these large platforms that are powering basically entire infrastructures without actually having downloads on a machine. So your machine, your laptop, where it used to be everything. Remember, if you lost your machine, you were kind of SOL. You were in trouble because everything was on there. No longer. It's merely a window. These days, it's merely a window into your environment that's stored in the cloud. So why is it important? Well, the nice thing is you can get to your applications from any device, any location. Imagine saying, I have to check my email. I've got to go to the office so I can check my email, right? That used to be, I don't know if you remember, but that used to be the case because it sat specifically on that one device, that one machine. Pictures, just think about pictures. If you want to go and check, anything you took from your camera, you took them from your camera, you uploaded them to that device. The only way you could see them is by looking at that device. Now, thanks to Shutterfly and Snapfish, no longer the case, or even Google or Apple. They're loaded into the cloud. You can see them from anywhere. The nice thing is you don't worry about paying for this. You don't worry about all the expenses with those services. You merely pay for the use of the service, usually in the way of a contract. Could be a monthly, could be an annual contract. Microsoft famously changed the model from Office 365 purchase from the model where you buy the software and load it on your machine from those floppies to now paying a subscription. So now I happily pay, I don't know, a couple $100 a year for my license. Why am I happy? Because number one, it's always up to date. It's always patched. So especially with vulnerabilities today, it's important to have the latest and greatest. I've always called, the cloud and kind of SaaS delivery as the ultimate democratizer, because what that does, it means small mom and pop shops, consultants now have access to the exact same technology that had previously been reserved just for the large enterprise. So according to Gartner, this is a little bit of a dated slide, but this is basically what SaaS is today. It's an entire business can run, taking all of their applications, all of their workflows, every system that they have, load them into the cloud, leverage the I mentioned as a service. Infrastructure is another one. So it's software to the next. From software, you go to platform as a service to the ultimate, which is infrastructure as a service, which is essentially the entire ecosystem running in the cloud where everything is tied together for easy subscription, pay-as-you-go access. Okay, Omar, I think I'm just under my 5 minutes.